Let's start by creating a plate inside SolidWorks that we will then export to Navision. Now let's use CustomTools to define the properties of that document. For example, this part can be leather coated. I can also retrieve the description from my own language dictionaries and link them to my properties. I can also link, for example, the dimension of the model to the custom properties. For example, if I select a plate, then I click directly on the dimension and the dimensions are linked with the properties of the document. I can also select a material. For example, let's take aluminium and also retrieve an aluminium color. That will be applied as well as the material once the properties are saved. Let's now export that plate to Navision. So we click on the export, select the company where I want to export that plate. As we can see, we have a new item. I click export. Now the plate is being exported to Navision and we can verify it inside Navision. So you're able to make some mapping between which SolidWorks properties and then the properties of Navision you want to map. So if I open the items, I can search for the item 109. So we can see here that we now have the item with all the properties that we had defined inside CustomTools. Also, we have a preview picture that was also exported to Navision. We could also have a link to a PDF file that could be exported, and so on. Now I will create an assembly, define the properties of that assembly, and I will show you how we can export bill of material from SolidWorks to Navision. So I will define the description. Now I can save the document. And let's insert the plate that we have just created earlier. Okay. Now we can also insert, for example, some bolt from the design library of SolidWorks. And now I will also show you how we can import values from Navision into the properties of the SolidWorks document. So for example, I will select here the bolt and then insert it into the plate. Now I'm going to open the properties of that bolt and I will show you how we can search like existing item inside Navision from CustomTools. So here the part, for example, is the purchase part, and here we have the search. So I can search like directly item inside Navision and then bring the values directly into the custom properties of my SolidWorks document. I can save the document. And now I can click on export to export the bill of material to Navision. So here we can see that we have two new items that will be created to Navision as well as the bill of material. Now the BOM has been exported, so if we check it out inside Navision, we can, for example, search for the assembly in the item list. So here we have the item with the properties that we have defined into CustomTools with the preview picture. And now we can also check the bill of material. So here I have the end plates and we have like the different parts with all the different quantities, and basically we are able to map any fields inside Navision. For example, if I would like to modify the size of this plate to put it to a width of 120, I can open the properties. I can define, for example, in the SolidWorks revisions that are defined with CustomTools that the size of the plate have been modified. So for example, we have a revision B and then the width has been modified from 100 to 120. Okay, now I can save the plate, save it and export it. And here we can see, for example, that the item will be updated. So here we have a new item that is exported because, for example, Navision does not support item as SolidWorks does. So now if I search for the bill of material, we can see that the bill of material was automatically updated. Now I can go back to SolidWorks, open the properties of the SolidWorks document, and for example modify the description inside SolidWorks. For example, instead of plates, I have mounting plate now. So I can export also the change to Navision. So here we can see that the row marked in grid will be like updated inside Navision. So for example, if I go now to Navision, so here I have the end plate, we can see that the bill of material was automatically updated as well as the item. So now I can open the item inside Navision, search for the item 109, and then here we can see that the description was properly updated. The export feature of CustomTools can also be launched from EPDM. So for example, if I open that assembly inside my EPDM vault, I can, for example, select the part, right click, and then launch the export feature of CustomTools, similarly as we are able to do inside SolidWorks.